Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices, Elliott Wave count for the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ on the 1 hour chart here. Just put that in there. So the reason I'm starting with this one is simply because we have a nice A and B and C here for this market. However, this little move in through here is also in 3 waves as well. But it won't be in 3 waves if this high gets taken out here. Okay, so at the moment it's possible that all of this could be the A wave, this could be the B wave to here, and then we can have 5 waves down into this space here. But once that top's taken out, then it would destroy the ABC pattern here, and then we can start counting this as wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 or 3 or so on. But the other point here too is that there will be a lot of orders at 7,000, as I've probably mentioned before, so you really need that as support at that point. But yeah, so this has sort of done its correction back to this point here, where the SP 500 has kind of lagged on its pullback here. I mean, it's pulled back sharply. Let's have a look. So in this case here, from the low here, we can count the 5 waves up here, and we're looking for an A wave, a B wave into this space, and a C wave back into this space here. But it's moved above its 61.8% retracement level, and what I like to do, as you probably know, is use the trading levels. So from 2700 to 2800 here we have group 1, which is 1, 2 and 3. Normally when group 1, top of group 1 on top of 3 has got support, we can look to 5, but in this case here I didn't want to do that because of the count and go long early here. I probably may have mentioned, I'm not sure, but you should know anyway by now, that the midpoint is the most important number from within the 100 here, and with support here or taking out a high here would send the market long at that particular point, because this move back down here has actually retested the 61.8% mark and can move up from that particular point there. Would see that on this market, on the tick chart here, with this here on the midpoint here at 50. So we'll run into problems here, of course, in the group 2, 65, 72 and 80, so we can expect a consolidation in this area here. Of course, we've got the midterms coming in, results, and I'm in Australia. It's 8 o'clock now, so they'll come in about 2 hours time, so 10 o'clock on the Australian opening, but Asian opening. But yeah, so we can expect, whatever happens, we can expect the market to perhaps spike in either direction. So we need to be mindful of that at that point. We're kind of heading for this target up here, the next level up here. Normally once we've got support on the 2650 area here, this is the halfway mark between, we use the Fibonacci numbers as a price ratio, so 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. So 500 to 800 here, this is the halfway mark here. If we've got support on that, then we can start looking up at this level here, which is also the 50-60% retracement level from the move down from the top here. So if we have a look at that here, I also want to talk about this top here again today as well. So in this space here, we can look at this, where are we, 61 and 50 in here, which brings us into this number here anyway. So that's where we could be heading. So in this case here, it would be logical to bring the B wave back here, but it doesn't have to be there just yet. I mean, it hasn't taken out the top here, and also too, this B wave coming up can take the top out, but it is appearing that this move up here is actually impulsive, so to speak. So I'll just leave that there. It's interesting, this little move up through here in a way. Another way to count that, if I just bring you over to the cash market as well here, would be like this. It's a little bit unusual, but so in this case here from the low, this would be probably a 5-minute chart or something, 1-minute chart, 5-minute chart. So wave 1 and 2 here is very clear, and wave 3 here is clear. So it's possible that this here can be an A wave, and you see how that's here on the other markets we've been looking at, the NASDAQ and the DJ and the S&P. We know we've squeezed 5 waves in here, but it does present the case that this move up here is actually in 3 waves. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave as an expanded flat, and then this could all be the 5th wave coming up here, making a new high above, above this one here. So that can also be 5 waves to the upside. So we need to be mindful of this count here as well. So you could go in and study this here yourself, and but this is what's happening on the cash market, and I like to take that into consideration. I don't like to put my head in the sand. So the other point here too is that we've counted this down as 1 and 2 here, and all the way down to 3 here and 4 here, but really, and it's okay for this wave 4 to come all the way back up to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree and still be wave 4 here. I mean, the 48 or the 38.2% retracement level is just a bit of a guide stick, and sometimes it's spot on and it's haunting, but other times it's way out, and you scratch your head and you think, is it all worth it? And then in the aftermath of it all, we tend to work it out and put it into place. But I still think there's a good case coming down here, like in the Asian markets. I know that we can also count this as an A and a B and a C wave down here, and also counting this up as an ABC here as well as what we've done on the daily chart, and these counts are quite common. So wave C, B here, wave C here, going into wave D, and then wave E here, and then up for up into wave 5. So that's possible as well. But this little top here, we've got this as the top here, and on the cash market too, that is the top, and this one's lower here. But really, I can count 5 waves from here to here, and having a truncated 5th wave here. So the reason I'm saying this is because in Asia, we can already count 5 waves down here in the Asian markets. So yeah, I mean, this here can certainly be wave 4 and 5 here for wave C, or 4 here, or even this can be wave 1 here. We go down for wave 1, back for wave 2. Trump gets in, and we go down for wave 3 here. Yeah, and to sort of back that up a little bit too, this is the SP500 here on the cash market. Okay, so this high here is just a tad higher than this one here, but I've always been able to count 5 waves in this little structure here. So yeah, it's possible. And then when we have a look at, this is the S&P 500, so if I have a look at the S&P 1000, we can see that, well, that's the high here, not that one. And then in that case, it's more like the Dow Jones, where we have wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, like in the Asian markets. So when we look at the Dow Jones for a moment, if we could just go over there. I mean, the videos are for me to shoot the breeze, basically, and discuss things. So let me just find that market there. So with the DJ here, it's quite clear that we've got this as the top, and down for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here possibly. I know you can squeeze an A wave and a B wave and a C wave out of that too, but the wave 3 here is really quite strong, isn't it? So the Asian markets, the S&P 1000 and the DJ, and there's probably others as well, that has the 5 waves already down here within all of this as well. The 50-60% retracement level would be between this high and that high there. Probably a tad higher, actually. I better check that. Sorry, I don't really use indicators myself that much, but okay. So yeah, it is. So it's close. So yeah. So there's going to be problems here, and there's going to be problems on the S&P at the 28 area. So on the 1 hour chart here, the way I've got this counted is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. And like I said, I can squeeze 5 waves out into this on this market, but on the S&P that I showed you over here, we have to give that consideration. But wave 2 is normally swift and sharp, so that's okay there. And this is, you know, wave 1 and 2 in here, 3 here, and 4 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. So I mean, obviously this can go higher, and obviously we would be looking at 25,800. Wherever you see an 8, you'll see profit taking. So that's coming into group 2 here as well. So yeah, so this could just climb higher like this here with wave 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3. We don't know yet, but anyway, I just wanted to point that out, you know. So that's all good there. So realistically, the S&P here, you know, could have this as 5 waves down here in terms of 1 and 2 in here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that would either, if we have 5 waves here, then we wouldn't be in a triangle. We would either be in wave 4 completed here, or we would have to look at this here as wave 1 here, and this is wave 2 here. So it still presents a dangerous scenario at this junction here. And this is why I've been very quiet on the equity trades as well, because I haven't really understood this here, what we actually have here, and I don't want to put equity trades in the market. I can put 1 or 2 that are reasonable, but I don't want to be in the equity market without understanding the larger trend. That's all. So yeah, and if we're going to go straight up from here based on this one here, well then we would want the 28 as support, and there's definitely going to be some type of stalling and corrective or continuation pattern within this space here. We need, this is, you know, this is the most important thing of all here, and there'll be a lot of discussion about this, because it can be part of the triangle. So this can also be wave D here as well. And it's okay not to know. And in fact, if you don't know, it's better to say that you don't know, and then it makes it clear. There's nothing worse than you know, taking a gamble on a particular trade, you know, when you know deep inside yourself that you don't know what it is. So you need to build a case, and you need to build confidence and strategy, and you know, and all the rest of it into the plays. So yeah, the 2800, 8's a profit taking number. It's certainly going to play out here within this space here. So but in the meantime here, we need to trade what we see, and being long at the midpoint here would be the way to move forward. The midterm election is going to come out when it's in group 2 here, so prepare for some volatility in that space there, and like I say, anything can occur in those numbers coming out. So trade less, be mindful, be careful, and survive to trade another day. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.